In a small village in northern Zhejiang, plums are still smoked by hand, the same way they were 500 years ago. The man you're about to meet didn't inherit a hotel. He inherited a responsibility. He runs a homestay in Changxing County, surrounded by tea hills and ginkgo trees, where visitors take part in the work behind the food they eat, learn techniques passed down through his family, and see how those traditions continue in real time. This episode was filmed at Yunqishe Homestay in Huzhou City, where a fifth-generation Wumei producer is keeping an ancient technique alive. You'll hear a bit of Mr. Fang Xiaoping's voice first, and then our translator, Joanna, will step in and help translate, so you can follow along while still staying connected to Mr. Fang.
Everyone has a story to tell. We connect and relate to one another when we share our stories. My name is Amelia Old, and I am your host of Voices of Inspiration. Join me as I share stories of friends, family, and strangers from my everyday life and travels. You will laugh, possibly cry, or walk away feeling connected more than ever to those around you and ready to be the change our world needs. Everyone has a story to tell. What's yours?
I'm Amelia Old, and this is Voices of Inspiration. Being fully dependent on translation during my trip to China changed how I moved through the world around me. I had to wait to learn what food was being placed in front of me, what people around the table were talking about. I really couldn't lean into a discussion the way that I normally would, or catch the meaning of something as it was being talked about. Everything seemed to arrive a beat later, and that was only after someone chose to open the door for me. And when you're used to moving really quickly through the world, you don't notice how much information you normally carry. I think that we don't really think about what we already know, right? And being here stripped that away. And it also kind of changed the way that I paid attention to other people. It made me think even more so about people who began their lives in new countries without the language, whether they are ordering a meal or reading a street sign, trying to follow a conversation that is moving faster than their understanding. And, I've always tried to be thoughtful with strangers. Living inside that uncertainty changed the weight of that idea. And it turned patience and care into something real, not just polite behavior. You start to see how much people rely on those things when they are finding their way somewhere new. Changxing County is located in northern Zhejiang, near the Jiangsu border. The surrounding area includes tea-growing hills, agriculture land, and villages connected by narrow rural roads. In late autumn, ginkgo trees throughout this region turn bright yellow, and they line village streets, courtyards, and public spaces, creating one of the most recognizable seasonal changes in this part of China.
He is Mr. Fang Xiaoping, and he is the owner or the founder of this homestay. And this homestay is located in Changxing County of Huzhou City in Zhejiang Province. And the name is Yunqishe Homestay. Yunqishe Homestay. And also, he is the fifth interior of the intangible cultural heritage of Wumei techniques.
You represent the fifth generation of Wumei producers. How did that legacy shape the vision for this homestay?
首先呢，就是我们也通过出去参加培训，
Actually, he had received a lot of training class, the management or the leadership management from Zhejiang University. And he has an idea of the power of the culture. So he's trying to telling a better story, including the Wumei producer, and also assures the guest who comes here not even just live in the homestay, and also they can try this local food, this local technique, and even when they come back home and they can purchase the Wumei from internet.
When you were a young boy, did you always know that you would carry on your family legacy?
这个真的没有。其实这2年我们中国发展特别快，乡村更是特
When
别
he
快。
was a kid, he never has any idea of the Wumei producer or the ancestors' legacy. But, recently, in recent years, China really has developed so rapidly. And also the countryside life also become more and more attractive to the urban citizens. So more and more citizens will come to countryside to enjoy such kind of life. And then during this process, he realized, wow, I can carry on such kind of technique. This is a treasure from my family, from my ancestors. And this is kind of the cultural confidence for him.
Many travelers may not know what Wumei is. So can you describe a little bit about the process and why it is so important and distinctive?
我们长兴的乌梅呢，明嘉靖年间就是当地特产，那么祖祖辈辈一直这么做下来的。它呢，是通过青梅熟黄的时候放在土灶上熏制而成的。那么经过
Actually, from China's Ming Dynasty, almost this technique of Wumei producing has more than 500 years in this place. And so from generation to generation, people always know how to make Wumei. Actually, why is Wumei? Wu means dark or black, just as we say, and Mei is plum. And so the dark plum is produced through the smoke. It's kind of smoked dark plum. It's a long time to smoke the plum. Is maybe around 48 hours. People always use it to make tea, Wumei tea, in summer because it's it's a beverage or drinks for summer drinking.
Mr. Fang doesn't only run this place, he documents it. His photography lines the walls, and he even filmed this interview from his own perspective for his own social media channels. That says a lot about how personally he connects to this work. Some of that footage appears in this episode if you are watching the YouTube version, alongside my own photos and videos. With your homestay, how do you balance tradition with modern hospitality?
我们整个民宿呢，其实从装修，包括我们整个民宿，其实从装修也好，服务也好，都是根据现代人的生活理
Nowadays,
念。
modern hotels look the same, right? It's very hard for a tourist to pick up you. So you need to be very, very unique. He just put the local cultural stories into it, such as Wumei, right? And another very traditional products into their service. Even for the homestay, for the decoration, for the design, for the service, are very modern and are very, you can meet the demands of the urban life. But when he add so much different things, the traditional things into it, and then I think his homestay looks more and more attractive, more and more different.
I'm going to pause right here for a quick break, and I'll be right back. Today's episode is supported by China Eastern Airlines. They offer 3 nonstop routes from the United States to Shanghai Pudong, which is how I traveled while working on this series. China Eastern is headquartered in Shanghai and is one of China's major international carriers. The airline operates 108 domestic and overseas branches worldwide and serves destinations across China, Asia, Europe, and other global regions. They're also a member of the SkyTeam Alliance, partnering with airlines such as Delta and allowing SkyMiles members to earn and use miles across participating carriers. On international flights, China Eastern offers 3 cabins of service: first class suites, business class, and economy.
Long-haul routes include entertainment screens and Wi-Fi is available for purchase in economy class. If you're planning travel to Shanghai or exploring future international trips, you can find current schedules and booking information on the China Eastern Airlines website, which I'll link in the notes of this episode. All right, let's get back to it. Over the past several years, rural homestays have expanded across Zhejiang as short stay travel from cities like Shanghai and Hangzhou has increased. These trips are often just 2 or 3 days long, which is why properties like this focus on experiences that can fit into a weekend rather than long resort stays. I have spoken to quite a few people, and I continue to say this is such a great thing, especially for I know that we've had friends, expats living in Shanghai, and this would be a great little getaway, weekend getaway, or if their family's visiting. You're just close enough to the city, but you still feel like you're miles and miles away. When guests leave here, what feeling or memory do you hope they carry home with them?
我希望游客呢是他们从我们这里走的时候呢，对我们当地文化的一种认可。
I hope one day when the guest leaving, he could realize how important or how treasurable our cultural legacies is.
Why does it feel so important to you to share your story with those in other countries, particularly America, not just because of the homestay, but also because of your community?
中国有句话就是传统的就是世界的，那么我们同为地球
There is
村。
an old saying in China that something belongs to China always belongs to the whole world. So what we treasure now for the ancestors leave us, we need to share with others worldwide.
I love that. What do you think has been your most difficult challenge by creating this business here?
我们目前最大的挑战呢，就是体量比较小，加上呢，我们引进专业的人才。
I think there are two factors. One is we are running a small hotel. It's not big. Yeah, only 20 rooms. And another thing is it's difficult for us to attract the talents here to countryside.
I can understand that. Definitely. Is there a moment or a guest story that has stayed with you? One that reminded you, this is my why, this is my reason, this is my purpose for starting this?
在经营民宿当中呢，因为我们也是植入了当地文化，那么外来的游客呢，其实对我们这些文化是非常
As a
一个赞
Wumei
同。
producer, the fifth generation, I feel a lot of obligation or responsibility for that, because when guests come here enjoying the Wumei food or the Wumei products and know the cultural story, and they feel interested in that, and then I feel more responsible for this kind of things. I need to carry it on generation from generation.
What can visitors expect when they come here? What type of experience can they expect by being a guest?
其实现在我们民宿啊，经过几代的更新迭代，包括通过培训，我们的服务呢，其实也
Through this year's development and the homestay, you know, nowadays our homestays service are more and more standardized. Yeah, according to the, you know, the famous hotels in the world. The guests come here, they expected to experience more local, for example, local food, or even make the local food by themselves. Yeah, and even go climbing mountains. Yes, and also to experience to buy the craftsmanship or do some activities in the workshop in this place. Yeah.
And the meals are really good here, so I can vouch for that. The food is very, very good. When you think about the future, your future, your community's future, your homestay's future? What do you hope it continues to inspire?
在我们整个乡村的发展当中，我们尽量把自己的这些
Our
业
main
态
goal is to develop a complete industrial chain in future. And for myself, for me, my dream is going to set up a farm. Because in this farm, this is the place I can offer the complete service, including teaching the guests how to make the Wumei, and I can develop more and more products with Wumei.
Wonder if we can get some of my goats and donkeys all the way over here. We'll ship them over here so they can have a new home.
他有一个自己的农场，然后养了什么羊啊、毛驴啊什么的。他希望说能把他的那些毛驴也都赶到这里来，你的那个农场里。
我们这里的农场和美国农场不好比。
Yeah, you know, here the farm is different from the American farm.
地面积呢，规模的根本
It's smaller. It's smaller.
Mhm. I mean, I think my donkeys want to be world travelers.
他觉得他的那个毛驴应该是想去旅行的，不介意。
So I have only one more question, and I ask every single guest that comes on my podcast this question. So if you could share a quote or any words of wisdom, your own words of wisdom that you would leave behind, what would you say?
一个人可以走得很快，一群人可以走得更远。让我
One
们
person works faster. A group of people works longer. And let's come together and become a team and work in the future.
I love that. That's a really good one. Thank you so much for inviting me to your home
谢
and
谢你邀请我。
welcoming
谢谢。
me. I'm so grateful.
非常
You have
感谢。
a beautiful community, and I can't wait to share your story with more people because you deserve it. Spending time with Mr. Fang in Yunqishe Homestay made the meaning of his words feel very real. This isn't a large operation. It's a place built through daily effort, family knowledge, and a belief that people will care when they're invited to understand something properly. Changxing isn't on all travel bucket list, but that's because you haven't heard of it yet. It holds a story that stretches back hundreds of years. And sitting there, hearing how that work continues, made it clear that traditions don't survive on their own. They survive because someone decides again and again that they're worth continuing. If this conversation gave you a new way to think about the places you visit, I hope you'll share it with someone who might enjoy it too. If you're listening on a podcast app, I'd really appreciate it if you take a moment to rate and review Voices of Inspiration. It helps more people to find the show. You'll find more episodes at voicesofinspirationpodcast.com. And if you'd like travel notes and behind-the-scenes updates, you can sign up for my newsletter at ameliaold.com. I'll be sharing photos and videos from this visit on my social media accounts at Amelia Old Official. And we will have another episode from this series next week. See you then.